James, hola, muchas gracias por estar aquí. Ustedes tienen como piloto de su academia a Jamie Chadwick. ¿Qué han logrado con ella? ¿Y creen que Williams va a ser la primera escudería que va a tener una mujer como piloto en su dupla?
So I'll translate hopefully right. Jamie Chadwick's in our academy. Will we be the first one to bring a female into the sport, was the question?
You're good in Spanish.
Yeah. Very good Spanish. Very good.
It's a good question. So yes, Jamie's in the academy. Jamie will continue in IndyCar Light or IndyNet NXT in 2024 to continue building her skills. She's also doing work with us in the background in the simulator. The question's a very good one. What does it take in order to bring someone up and through the ranks? So in Jamie's case, she was very strong in W Series. But there was no step between W Series to Formula One. This is the mistake that we fundamentally made. Gotcha. One of the situations we as a sport have created, which I'm personally a significant backer behind, is F1 Academy. F1 Academy is very different to W Series. F1 Academy has two things. Every team has made sure that they put money in and are supporting it from the ground up. It's now not about taking women that were already 20 or 26 in the case of Jamie, but actually women that are now 8, 9, 10, 11 and properly working with them to develop them up through the sport. We as a sport have not done a very good job at all at promoting women in motorsport, and that has to change, and it is changing now. F1 Academy, I'll get on to Jamie in a second, but it'll make sense. F1 Academy is that first stepping stone. It will take a few years to become better and more. But it's a hard journey for women in motorsport, and the reason partly this, the amount of force it takes in steering to drive a Formula One car is around about 20 Newton meters. 20 Newton meters is still heavy, but it's not crazy heavy. To drive a Formula 2 car is 50 to 60 Newton meters. To drive a Formula 3 car is 40 Newton meters. To drive a FRECA car is 50 Newton meters. To drive a Formula 4 car is 40. We created a structure where it's much harder to drive the junior Formula than it is to drive a Formula 1 car. And so women tend to generate muscle later than men, and we were creating a situation that was almost impossible for them to come up through the ranks. The seating position was completely wrong as well. The force that's going through their body is wrong. All of that has to change, and is changing now in the background. Creating an environment where honestly it's very difficult to succeed in that environment, and we have to change all of that first and foremost, and that's happening now, I'm very proud to say. The second is that we need to support women, and not just one, many, from a young age all the way through with the right structure, both mentally and physically, which is now happening in the sport, and F1 Academy has created that. We'll announce who we've signed shortly. For Jamie herself, what we're continuing to do, she's performing very well in Indy Light, and she's really enjoying that racing, so we'll continue one more year with her, make sure she's progressing up through and keep supporting her in the background. I think the reality behind it is that at the age, her own words, at the age of 26, it'd be very hard for her to migrate into Formula One just because she's had that bumpy journey. So whilst we've got it wrong there, what I want to correct is to make sure we have a pathway for younger women.